Good morning, students. Welcome to the second lecture of the chemical kinetics. In the first lecture we saw it what is the rate of the reaction and how the rate of the reaction can be represented and on what factor does the rate of reaction depends. Now during that case we saw it that rate of reaction, we wrote it as K, reactant raised to X and Y. So what is K? K is considered as a rate constant. It's a proportionality constant. It's a rate constant. Right? Now, if the value of concentrations are 1 unit values, then it will be considered to be as a specific rate constant. If concentration of reactant are taken as unit, that is 1 molar, then K is considered as specific rate constant. But we know that every time we are not going to get the concentration of reactant as 1, and that's the reason why we write it as rate constant. Right? Okay, that is your one word. The second factor, that is X and Y, the exponential factors. They are independent of the stoichiometric coefficients. These are independent of the stoichiometric coefficient. Whatever the reactants are there, it's not necessary that if the stoichiometric coefficient is 1, X will be 1, if 2, X will be 2. It's not. It may be same, maybe by chance it can be same, but it's not necessary that, or you can't say that X and Y are the stoichiometric coefficients over here. Till now, whatever you have studied it, you have taken X and Y as a stoichiometric coefficients for chapter of equilibrium. But here they are order of reactions. These are considered to be as a order of reaction. What is the meaning of order of reaction? See, if I take it as an example, first of all, suppose at present you can say that my class is of 45 students, 45 are seeing these videos. Can you say that during observing the video everyone is completely studying it? No, some of them are thinking something different, right? What I will be doing it, that is going on in their mind. Some of them might be talking with their brothers, sisters around it because they are at home. They might be discussing it with something. The previous they might be discussing or trying to recall about the previous lecture. Some of the students might be trying to get the notebooks and all, pen and everything ready, but at the same time the lecture would have already been started. Right? So, though everyone is there to study or to listen the lecture, it's not necessary that everyone are doing the same condition. Right? Out of 45, you can say that 5 of them are doing some other activities, 40 are seeing these lectures. So that means, though the total 45 students are there, only 40 is the order of reaction. That means those components which are taking part in chemical reaction, once the reaction is started, it's considered to be its order of reaction. Similarly, when we take it as any chemical reaction, it is not necessary that all the molecules will react at a time. Some might have, and we know it in the last year in the 11th we studied it, that there are different kinds of kinetic energies. Some of them are having average kinetic energy, some of them are having most probable, and some of them are having very fast kinetic energies. So those which are having more kinetic energy will react fast. Those who are having very slow, reaction rate is very less. Right? So every molecules are not reacting, or every molecules cannot convert themselves into product. So those molecules which take part in the reaction, or those which convert themselves into product, then they are considered to be as an order of reaction. So in that case, if I want to define it, order of reaction, I can say that number of reacting species taking part in the reaction after the reaction is started, then those number of species, reacting species, are considered as order of reaction. Okay, now in this case, there is a possibility that you can have it as in more than one reactant. Then this X or Y are with respect to that reactant. So if I go it for X plus Y, that means M. This is known as net order of reaction. Well, this is considered as order of reaction with respect to any specific reactant, right? So it's not necessary that there will be only two reactants. There can be 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the reactants are there. Sum of the total order of reaction is equals to the net order of reaction. Let's take it as an example so that we can understand it in a more detail, right? We are having it, suppose H2, Cl2, 2HCl. Now, see here we are going to understand all the things that we discussed it till now. Rate, that is equals to K, H2, Cl2, raised to 0, 1, right? So what I got it here, with respect to H2, with respect to Cl2, order of reaction. Okay, now the question, that's good. The question that should be arised in your mind, sir, how did I got these values 1 and 0? These are the experimental values. None of the reactions can help you to predict it from the reaction. You can't predict it from the reaction. What is it? Right? Actually, for H2 and Cl2, for both of them, you are having it as an zero order reaction. This is an experimental value. They are not theoretical values. It's an experimental. So by the experiment it can be predicted. Right? So in exam you may be given rest of the thing, you may be asked, find out the order may be given to you, find out the rest, but you can't be given out the reaction and ask you what is an order unless and until if those reactions are there from the textbook. Whichever the reaction that we have studied till now from the textbook, then those can be asked you what is the order of reaction. But any unknown reaction and then immediately ask the order of reaction, it won't be possible. Right? See, I told you it's an experimental value. H2, Br2, 2HBr. Again, if I will write the rate, I will be getting it as H2, Br2. It looks same, but this time it's not same. It's a 1 by 2. H is 1. So that means with respect to H2, order of reaction is 1. With respect to Br2, order of reaction is half. So net it's a 1.5. Right? Though reaction looks same. Let's take it one more example so that you get it as a very clear idea that this is an experimental value. Rate K H2 I2 with respect to H2 with respect to I2 net 2. See, does not mean that these are the stoichiometric coefficients that are being placed. It did not. This did not. Right? So these are the experimental values. And order of reaction means those reacting species that take part in the chemical reaction. Right? Reaction to reaction, though the reaction is same, but the condition if you change it, order of reaction may change. So that is an experimental value. Okay, once you get the order of reaction, you can calculate the rate constant also. So how to calculate the rate constant? We wrote it as rate is equals to K A raised to X B raised to Y. We wrote it like this, right? Make it subject of K. K is equals to rate A raised to X B raised to Y. Right? So from this now we can get it as an unit of rate constant. So unit of rate that we wrote it was mole per liter second inverse. Now I want to calculate the unit of rate constant. So what will get it? Mole per liter second inverse, that is for the rate, whereas this is written out as mole per liter raised to X mole per liter raised to Y. We know it that if I put it X plus Y as N, so what will happen? We will be getting it as this one as mole per liter 1 minus N second inverse. Unit of rate constant. Right? So this is the unit of the rate constant. X and Y are the order of reaction. At the same time, the third term that we are having it, and that is known as molecularity. Now what is molecularity? Molecularity is a number of reacting species coming closer to one another before reaction starts. Now see the difference between order of reaction and molecularity. Order of reaction after the reaction starts. Molecularity before the reaction starts. Right? So that's the difference. I took it as an example that to see this lecture, 45 students are sitting. That means that 45 is a molecularity. That 45 is a molecularity. But at the same time, 40 were studying it and seeing to this lecture immediately. Then 40 is order of reaction. 5, they came for the reaction but they did not took reaction. Right? So that is a difference between molecularity and order of reaction. Again, order of reaction where the number of reacting species that take part after the reaction was started or during the reaction they are taking part. Molecularity is number of reacting species that are coming closer to one another before reaction starts. Okay, so this is your definition, but at the same time this becomes a question for you. Difference between order of reaction and molecularity. So in that case, when you are having it as a question of difference between order of reaction and molecularity, again it's a very important number of times the question has been asked. Order of reaction The first point you will write the definition. Already we wrote it, right? But the other factors that now are going to be important for us. This is, its value can be positive, negative, 0, or even fraction. We saw it in the reaction 1 by 2. We saw it for Cl0. It can be positive, it can be negative also. Right? So values of the order of reaction can be positive, negative, fraction, or 0. Whereas in case of molecularity, its value can be 1, 2, or in certain case 3. Right? We wrote it as, it's an experimental. It's a theoretical. This value can be theoretically, seeing the reaction you can write down the answer. The most important factor is, it can be calculated for elementary or complex reaction, whereas this can be calculated only for elementary reaction. Now the question arises, what is meant by elementary reaction? Elementary reaction means the reaction in which, if you are having more than one reacting species, then also they take part at a time. That means the reaction is completed in a single step. Reaction completed in a single step. Then it is considered to be as an elementary reaction. If the reaction is completed in more than one step, then it is considered to be as a complex reaction. For the complex reaction, order of reaction can be calculated. But for the molecularity, you need elementary reaction only. Suppose if you are having it as a complex reaction, then what to do it? Then in those complex reaction, out of the number of steps, the one with a you can say it as the slowest step, for it your molecularity whatever is there, you can say that that is the molecularity of that whole reaction. But this is completely theoretical, or generally we don't calculate for such type of reactions for the complex. If it is elementary, then only. So fourth and the fifth one, you can write it as an example. The example that I am taking it, I am writing over here, H2 plus Br2, 2HBr, order of reaction. (1.5), right? Because we know that it was half, this was 1, this was half, so total 1.5. Whereas for this, if I am writing the same reaction, but still molecularity is 2, right? That is 1 mole of H2, 1 mole of Br2. So molecularity is 2, right? But you know it that the values can be 1, 2 or 3. Don't take it as a big reaction and say that its molecularity is so. That reaction won't be completed in a one step. So for that case, you can't calculate it. Okay? So that is related to the order of reaction and molecularity. Okay. Till now whatever we studied it, we are having it some basic questions. One question is specifically, what is a rate change if the concentration is changed? Particularly for it, you will have to make in practice because it's one of the important question. Now see, it is not given straight away in the textbook. Such type of theories are not given in the textbook. But then already as we studied it, that concentration is one of the factors which affects the rate. So for that case, such type of numericals can be there for us. Let's do it as in one or two numericals, such type of numericals. See, if with respect to A, the order of reaction is second, and with respect to B, the order of reaction is 1, if concentration of both A and B are doubled, then what is the effect on rate of reaction? If you double it, both the concentration of A and B, then what will be the effect on the rate of reaction? This type of question can be there. So what is it? First of all, I will write it. Reaction is A plus B getting converted into some product. So rate will be equals to K A raised to X B raised to Y in general. But again it is told to me X is 2, Y is 1. So X is 2, Y is 1. Therefore, rate is equals to K A raised to 2 B raised to 1. Now this is initial. Now, if concentration is doubled, what will happen? You will get it as rate K. A is doubled, B is also doubled. So what will happen? Take the constant numbers outside. 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, 4 2s are 8, K A raised to 2, B raised to 1. So what does it shows? The rate of reaction, though the concentration of both A and B are doubled, the rate of the reaction becomes 8 times. Because with respect to A, it's a second order, with respect to B, it's a first order. Right? Okay, a small change in it. And I will get a new question. It's a zero order. Then what will happen? Now, when it is zero order, that means you are getting X equals to 0. Y equals to 0. So any number raised to 0 is 1 only. So that is not going to affect it. So over there, at that time, the answer will become 4 times. Right? So this is the one of the question that can be asked to you number of times. Right? Okay. Second factor that is being asked. The rate constant of reaction A plus B getting converted into product is 175 mole per liter raised to minus 3 second inverse. Right? Rate constant of the reaction A plus B gets converted into P is 175 mole per liter raised to minus 3 second inverse. What is the order of reaction? Now see, these type of question when they are asked, immediately the students start shouting, sir, you told that the question won't be there for order of reaction. Now from where this came? Okay, now in this case, I'm not going to do it anything. I don't need any data. Only the unit is helping me. The unit is there. K is equals to mole per liter raised to 1 minus n second inverse, where n was order of reaction. Right? Okay, this is given to me over here. It's a mole per liter raised to 1 minus n second inverse, where 1 minus n is minus 3. So can I say it as 1 minus n is equals to minus 3. So n is equals to 4. So order of reaction is 4. No need to understand what is the order of reaction of, sorry, it was an experimental value. Through the unit also you can calculate the order of reaction. Okay. Now the another way for asking the question, order of reaction. Rate is equals to K, A 0.5, B minus 1, C2. What is the order of reaction? Now in this case, what you have to do it is, nothing, no hesitation, no problem, it's already given to me. 0.5 minus 1 plus 2, that is 2.5 minus 1, we will get it as 1.5 order of reaction. So when you are given out this way, the exponential factors, sum of the exponential factor is a net order of reaction. So straight away, right? So this way the question will be there for you to calculate the order of reaction. But for unknown reaction, what is the order? That won't be there. Okay. So today you understood it, how to calculate the rate change if concentration of the reactants are changed. We did it one of the numerical for it. We saw it how to calculate the order of reaction from the rate constant or from the given reactions. Okay, as well as we understood what is the order of reaction, molecularity and rate constant. Okay, now this was a one part of the chapter in which we saw it as in differential rate equations. We were doing by d by dt, differential with respect to time, right? Now the second part we will go it for integration of it. We will have to derive the certain integrations for it, but we'll do it in our next lecture. Enough for today. Thank you.